The memorial that you see is a monument in the Bebelplatz, a public square in Berlin. This square is a major city center surrounded by cultural institutions like the State Opera Building, Humboldt University, and St. Hedwig's Cathedral, the city's oldest Catholic church. Yet, sadly, the site is best known for the Nazi book burnings that took place there on May 10, 1933, the event which this memorial commemorates. Though I have not actually been there, we discussed this piece in another one of my classes, Art and Trauma, and I was struck by the powerful message of the Israeli artist Michael Ullman. He calls this piece The Library. The book-burning ceremony was conducted by members of the Nazi paramilitary group, along with Nazi youth groups, mainly students at the Humboldt University, under the direction of Goebbels, the propaganda minister. Around 20,000 books of various authors, both Jewish and not, were destroyed. This is a view of what the inside of the monument looks like. We had been talking in class on Friday about the purpose of monuments and memorials, and how Germany was facing a particularly difficult decision because they had to do something to remember the atrocities that occurred, but the monuments could not reasonably be the standard prominent war monuments of glory and pride. Therefore, as we read about, a series of monuments were constructed in a new and different way, like the one we discussed that will someday fully sink into the ground. A very symbolic gesture, but at the same time begs the question, does the memory of the event sink down with it? In a similar vein, this monument was constructed as a quiet memorial. It is underground and inconspicuous. You might notice it, you might not. But once you do, I imagine that it's hard to miss. A giant hole in the ground covered by a glass plate gives a view of empty bookcases designed to hold approximately the number of books that were burned, to give people who walk by a sense of what was lost. Engraved nearby is a line from German poet Heinrich Heine that translates to, "Where they burn books, they will also burn humans in the end," a quote that serves as a chilling reminder of both the events that happened, as well as serving a warning for the future, reminding us that we must watch our behavior. From an artistic standpoint, this is also, in my opinion, a brilliantly effective memorial. Though it is not an in-your-face monument, I love the idea of creating a negative space, symbolic of what is no longer there. A permanent space has been forever carved out and can never be filled again. Also, as you can sort of see in this picture, when you walk by the memorial, you see yourself reflected, which reminds us that each and every one of us could have been responsible. This is especially poignant to me as a university student because many of the books burned were from the university library, and many of the students responsible were our age. Included at the end of this presentation is a link to another YouTube video of this memorial. While I was doing some more research on the monument, I came across it and found it to be a very powerful reflection of both the events of the past as well as the changes that are being made for the future.